This is Harry Droz, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, New Haven.
Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Happy middle of the week. Happy middle of the week. Happy middle of the week. Welcome to LoveBabz LoveTalk on 103.5 WNHH. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. Glad to be here. Glad to be sitting in the big chair. I think we're going to get a little bit of rain today. It's overcast. I don't know. New Haven's, the Northeast has been feeling like Seattle. I don't know what to make of this. It's just been raining, and it's gonna rain tomorrow too. So put your galoshes on and get your umbrellas out and your rain caps. It is overcast and it is raining. Rain. So just FYI, because I know y'all tune in to hear me say this. The winning ticket for the 1.13 billion Mega Millions jackpot was sold in New Jersey. Now, my sister Lo lives in New Jersey. So I get in the family chat. I was like, hey, you got that winning ticket? My brother Rob pipes in talking about, my bags are packed. My sister chimes in talking about, I ain't even play. Damn it! Why didn't you play? I don't know nobody. I'm not related to nobody in New Jersey but her. So it's not like I got some distant relative or some old mess. Bummer. Well, it'll start all over again. Good luck to the people in New Jersey who won. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it. What else I'm gonna say? We don't have, my family does not have the winning ticket. We don't have the winning ticket. So so Lo, if you tuned in and you're not, I sent a picture of me, a picture of someone crying eating ice cream in the family chat. Like, why didn't you? You're our relative in New Jersey. I know people all over this country like, damn it, my relatives in New Jersey. And I know people are like, oh, I didn't play. Oh, I didn't play. Oh, I didn't play this one. Oh, I didn't play. I didn't have time. I didn't get to it. Well, apparently somebody got to it because somebody won $1.13 billion. And I don't care what it is after taxes. You know what it is after taxes? Still rich. Still a lot of money. And every time I see these big jackpots, I'm going to tell you right now what I won't be doing. I won't be funding foolishness for people. I'm not giving people money. I'm not doing any of that. That's it. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm bummed. I could have used $1.13 billion. That could have bought me a wonderful beach house on the coast of Africa somewhere, anywhere in the West Coast, somewhere, wherever it's safe, and wherever I can build the house of my dreams. That's number one. Number two, build me pick up an estate here in Connecticut because home base, and that's it. Do some charitable good. I do charitable good now with no money. So imagine if I had some money. Lord have mercy. And I don't need nobody to give me awards or nothing. Don't invite me to stuff because I'm not coming. I would just send checks, and that would be it. That would be that. That would be that. That would be that. That would be that. So anyway, the the Powerball fever is over for now until it hypes up again, and it will, because this is not the first time we've had $1 billion ticket. So it'll hype up again, because lottery is an ongoing thing. So there'll be other opportunities for you to win. And I always play my Connecticut lottery, even though it never gets higher than like 10 million ever. But I feel like $1 million would do me right. That's all. I'm not saying I wouldn't want more. I'm saying $1 million would do me right. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, I had a great conversation yesterday with my guest, Laura Papano. School moms, parent activism, partisan politics, and the battle for public education. Swear to God, you should really, 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 really get this book and read it. I'm gonna call Lauren and see if I can't have a conversation at the bookstore about this, because I just feel like we should do something more. This warrants a bigger conversation. Because let me tell you something. And I when I left the conversation yesterday with her, and I don't have any kids in the education system anymore, but I'm still concerned and connected to education. I mean, I'm just concerned. I'm concerned. My concerns are about school boards. My concerns about the school to prison pipeline. My concerns are about these conservative asshats funding elections and school boards. I'm just concerned. I'm concerned that we are dumbing down America to the point where kids, young people are coming through the education system. They don't know a damn thing about nothing, not world history, not current history, nothing. And when you have a population of people that don't know anything, they're only going to be fit for menial jobs. They're only going to be fit for service sector jobs. They're not going to be fit for high intellectual jobs. And they're going to not be able to apply to colleges, because they're not going to be prepared. And in 2024, we should not be talking about collegiate preparation of young people. Our schools should be turning out doctors and lawyers and engineers, and we should be turning them out full stop, full crank, the way India does, the way other countries do. But we're not doing that. We're over here whining and carrying on about banning books. What the hell is that? This is some Nazi Third Reich mess. And I don't understand why people don't see that. And if you think that your kid reading about same-sex couples or transgender kids or anything like that is going to make your kid be that, you're stupid. You're stupider than I thought you were. Listen, I can guarantee you 99%. If I read a book, a lesbian love story, I'm not going to go and say, I'm going to try that on. I know what I am. It won't turn me. So I don't, this ridiculous notion that we are indoctrinating kids with this sense of non-gender conforming roles is a bunch of crap. And y'all are stupid for even saying that mess. I don't even get it. Listen. We have way bigger worries than trying to prevent people from being who they are meant to be. I don't care if you like it or whatever. It's not up for you to like. What we want is to raise people. We want kids to feel like they can be whatever they want to be, And these kids who are transgendered and non-conforming and non-binary, I don't think they wake up thinking, this is what I'm going to choose today. It's in them. And they're just trying to find a place to exist and thrive in the world. and the adults in the room are not letting them. They're just not letting them. And this religious zealotry, let me tell you, this is what I know. If Christ walked down the street right now, they would arrest him. First of all, that woolly hair, dark skin is a giveaway. That's number one. That's already going to tell you. And dear white people, when you look at the demographics of Jerusalem, which the Middle East, when you look at the demographics and what those people look like, you can't make the leap that Christ is blonde with blue eyes. You just can't make that leap. Now, you've done a great job for all these hundreds and hundreds of years of ignoring that fact and weaponizing the Christ. But the fact remains, you wouldn't recognize or respect or accept Christ if he walked down the street and knocked on your door with a communion setup. I worry about education. And the fact that these people are like, the fact that these people uh uh are so hell-bent on, they don't want sex education taught. They don't want what do you want taught? But they want the books of the Bible taught. You know where you teach that? Sunday school. Help me understand, white people, Americans, and some stupid black people. So if churches are having a hard time, but you want religious instruction in schools, why don't you fill up your churches so that you can have religious instructions where it ought to be, instead of trying to make schools be what you're not willing to make your churches be? Help me understand that. Help me make it make sense. Churches are under siege right now. They're losing members. Why are churches losing members? Why? Why? Why don't you take this prayer foolishness to where you worship and build up your worship places so that you don't feel inclined to have to put your religious fervor on other people? There's nothing that says kids can't pray in school. Kids can sit at their desk all day and say the Lord's Prayer coming and going. What you can't do is make other kids that are not your kids buy into it. That's the whole issue. Because if you're gonna use the Bible, then you got to use the Quran. If you're gonna use the Quran, then you got to use, I don't know, the Hebrew Bible. You got to use that, right? And if you're gonna use that, there's a whole bunch of other, you know, uh, sacred books out there that people use to teach, morality and all this other kind of stuff. Read this book, because and it is the poorest states that are doing this mess, but it's seeping in here too. Because remember Guilford last year or 2 years ago in the election, and they was trying to do some sneak stuff, and them Guilford people was like, hell no. uh-uh. Uh-uh. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. So we got to be diligent. It's got to be all hands on deck, because we've got to prepare our students for the world. And we can't do that if we're banning books. And the world is reading these books. These books are some of the most revered books in the world, around the world, except here. Why are you banning books? Books open you up for discussion and conversation. You could train kids on how to have real discourse without fisticuffs. Ah, mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. I don't even think those are the words. I think we made up those words because yeah. Anyway, I'm in my feelings this morning because I just cannot stand this education piece. We've come so far and we're just falling backwards. And I look at that Huckabee woman the governor of wherever the hell she's Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, wherever the hell, down south somewhere. You know, she's a fool. She's a fool. The other woman, governor of Mississippi or whatever it is, she's a fool. All these people are fools. Texas governor, a fool. Florida for sure is a fool. I don't get it. And the Florida governor is probably the most educated out of all of them. You know, he got a Yale undergrad degree and a Harvard law degree. I don't know I don't know what they're doing at Harvard and Yale, but they need to rethink that. I don't know. I know, are they claiming him? Are they happy when he comes to the reunion? Because if he came to the reunions, I'd have to put a big sign up that says, you know, you're stupid, DeSantis. from the rip, I would have to do that. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. There was something else that I wanted to talk about this morning. Once I got off the school stuff. So the bridge collapse in Baltimore has moved to and it's no longer a search and rescue. Now it's moved toward, you know, just recovery. And I watched some of the footage because, you know, they got cameras everywhere now. I mean, they got cameras everywhere. So they watched the ship hit the bridge, and it just looked like something out of a movie, you know. And I'm sorry that some folks lost their lives. If there is a silver lining, and I imagine there is, that it was at this particular time of day and not at the height of rush hour where the casualties would have been much, much higher. And you could have had children and all this other kind of stuff and more trucks and more commerce, or just more. And so there, but for the grace of God. So I am pleased by that, but it is still a sad affair. You know, it is still very, very sad. Very, very sad. And now everybody's gonna be looking at their own bridges, which they should anyway. You know, don't wait for catastrophe to be looking at bridges. I just think that we should just have people looking at these things all the time, because I would imagine bridges are vulnerable points. I think maybe I'm no engineer. I'm just playing one on the radio, but I would imagine if you built something 100 years ago, you got to check it. And I'm not saying they're not checking. I'm just saying there has to be more checking, like on a monthly basis. Like look at the cracks and all this other kind of stuff and make a determination what needs to happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? I know nothing. I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. So I hear the Peabody Museum opened yesterday. From the pictures, Nora Grace Flood covered it. From the pictures, I can tell it looks amazing. And it looks bright in there because remember, it used to be for all of my life and the lives of my children, you know, you go there, it'd just be like a cave. But I was talking to other people today, and they were like, I hope they didn't get rid of X, Y, and Z. Oh, I hope they didn't get rid of the thing that I liked and my kids loved. I don't think they got rid of anything. I think they just cleaned it up, dusted it off, and just made a better, brighter space so that you could feel like, okay, this is a space that you could actually do something in and enjoy and not have it be like dark. Because I was a kid, it used to be the darkest space in town. You know, you go around these little corners and in these little rooms, it be dark, dark, dark. The only light is in the glass, under the glass, behind the glass. You know. So anyway, I love the museum because I love looking at the dinosaur skeletons, because at once upon a time, according to these ridiculous, stupid right wingers, dinosaurs walk with Christ. You know what? You know what kind of level of stupid you have to be to go with that? But that, all right, okay. Like, no, the dinosaurs did not walk with Christ. Maybe in spirit. I, I guess. Oh, oh Lord, I just can't with people. It's time to early vote. So you can early vote. I was thinking about it. I actually like going to the polls. You know why? Because I like getting my sticker. Now I don't know how much longer I'll like going to the polls. Because if I can early vote, I would. I mean, I can't, but I kind of like going to the poll on election day because it just feels so charged. I feel like I'm doing it. You know, and I guess I could feel that way about early voting too. I'm not saying this to dissuade people from early voting. I'm saying this: go vote, damn it, whether it's early or on election day. Get your little asses out there and vote because voting is the cornerstone of our democracy. This is the stuff that we tell other people to do. Do we do it well? These last few years are annoying to me. I don't know. I don't know. According to these clowns, that won't concede elections, threat saying it's been stolen. I don't know where they grew up. I don't know who they had as coaches. I don't know what school. I don't know what kind of moral compass they had at their house. I don't know. I just don't know. It reflects badly. It just reflects badly. Just reflects badly. I've been paying attention to the MSNBC debacle. So they hired girlfriend, the Republican chair, who is a bona fide liar, and carried that election nonsense forever and a day, and then they hire her for like 300 G's. And the stars over in this MSNBC took MSNBC to task. Rachel Maddow is a badass. Joy is a badass. Those folks over there are not playing. Listen, you want me to sit in this seat? Because I can go somewhere else and make this kind of money. I really can't go somewhere else and make this kind of money. And the head of whatever had to go back and like, nope, we're not hiring you now. Thank you, but no thank you. And I don't and this whole crap about diversity of opinion is crap. That's not diversity of opinion. A liar is not diversity in opinion. A liar is not a diversity in opinion. Who grew up in Bridgeport, Harry? Who was I talking about? Who grew up in Bridgeport? That was like a couple of sentences back. I don't know. Who grew up in? Put in the chat. Tell me in the chat. So anyway, they had to rescind this woman's offer of employment. What was she gonna say? What was she gonna say? What was she gonna come on and say? That all I could think about. Oh, the people that believe elections are stolen. What was she gonna say on that network? And I think they were like, well, she's not gonna be on MSNBC. She's gonna be at NBC. And what difference does it make? Do you own NBC? Do you own it? Is it all one parent company? Okay, so she's gonna be on. And if you give a mouse a cookie, they're gonna want a glass of milk. And so all I can think about is, are they trying to go for that Fox demographic? Like MSNBC, what are you doing? That was maybe like say, I'm done. I'm done with y'all. But thank God Rachel Maddow and Joy and a couple of the other ones that are Pizzacki, they all got in there and said, listen, this is what you're not gonna do. Because we can't I can't be on a network with this level of lack of integrity. I just can't do it. And I appreciate them standing up for that and saying, this can't fly. This cannot fly. So that girl could go to Fox. They don't want you at Fox. Go to Fox. They don't peddle real news over there. They like half truths, all out lies, and just foolishness. Go over there. I know they got money. They'll give you some money. And you could get on there and talk all that stupid stuff all you want. Now, I mean, you've already lost credibility. And you already don't have no respect amongst journalists. So there you go. I'm just saying. Uh, I'm just saying. That's just where I'm at with this, you know. But it's all a level of crazy for me. It's just degrees of it, just hella degrees of it. From funding education campaigns to ignoring election results and challenging them for no reason other than you're a sore loser, you lost. I mean, I don't know, listen, as I said to Laura, even though I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated with the way we are rolling, I do think we are at a crossroads. I do think we're at a tipping point. And I do think um I do think that we have some real decisions to make as a nation, as we should, as we should, as we should. We are a young nation compared to other countries in the world. We are a young nation, so of course we gonna these kinds of things are gonna rear up. But I think we have to beat this back with a real strong show of voting force, because I really think we need to drive these Republicans back into the hole, so that they can reimagine some other foolishness in the next whatever. Because they gotta, they play the long game. They play it. But this is what I know, you know. Even though they have won some gains, I don't think they'll win the war. And it is a war. I make no mistakes about it. And I don't like to use warring language, but this is appropriate for this moment in time, because we are up against it, in all sorts of ways, in all sorts of ways. And I think what troubles me a lot is this real commitment to putting out, to using dog whistles, to using not truths, to making up stuff. It's just beyond me. When I was a kid, social studies was one of my favorite subjects, because I loved learning about uh uh the world. I love learning about how government work and the branches of government. I love learning about the checks and balances. I love knowing that when you run for office, it was noble to do so. I still think that, even though, you know, some bad actors have, uh, uh, tainted it and made it a mess, I still think running for office is is the highest calling of commitment and service that you can do, short of serving in the military. And I'm too old to serve in the military. And yeah. So I just feel like we are in a moment, and it's fine to be in a moment, but we need people to sort of, democracy requires engagement. Democracy is not a spectator sport. It just isn't. Like, you have to suit up and take a side, and then you have to work for the best of your community on a side. You have to do it, And I don't want to hear people whine about it. They like politics. I don't. But you like freedom. And let me tell you something, and I've said this 100 years ago on this show. Listen, the many will benefit from the actions of a few. The people that have the courage to run for office, the people that have the courage to knock on doors and take a position. Anybody can armchair quarterback. Anybody can sit in their house, surf the web, and talk mess on the internet. But to get out in these streets and to engage your fellow citizens and neighbors on a course of action that makes sense for all of us, not for few, not for a finite few, not for a little bit of people, but for everybody, to broker a course of action, to create a course of action, to get buy-in of a course of action that could change the trajectory of people's lives, as a shared destiny. Man, that is exciting. It is exciting. It is exciting. So that's why when I see all these lackluster politicians that don't come with nothing new because they want to walk a fine line between mediocrity and do nothing, you know, it burns me up because what I want to see is exciting and excitement. I want to see your love for whatever it is for New Haven. I want to see your love for New Haven just bust out on you. I want to hear it in your voice. I want to hear how you roll. I want to see it when you show up in spaces. I want the enthusiasm and I want to see that your team reflects the enthusiasm that you bring to this gig. And I don't see that. It just it's just lackluster and mediocre at best. You know, where's the energy? Where's the excitement? Where is everybody's buying? Everybody's like, well. Well, I need inspiration. I need people to get up in the morning and be like, yeah, that's my mayor, that's my council person, that's my superintendent, that's my police chief. I'm excited and da 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 da. And listen, we're gonna make New Haven a better place. And I want that everywhere. I want it at the top level. I want it in the middle. I want it at the bottom. I want it everywhere. We need a this is the season of resurrection. We need to resurrect people's hearts and minds about what this country could be. Like each of us has a hand in that. Like each of us has a hand to make this country amazing. Amazing. And you know where it starts? It starts right there at your door and your neighbor's door and across the street and across town. Like that's the kind of thing that we have to do. These young people feel disconnected because we are allowing them to be disconnected. We are allowing them to be disconnected. They not on boards. We're not inviting them to stuff. We don't ask their opinions about nothing. But we ready to slap a youth at risk label on them. We don't want to mentor them. We don't want to employ them. We don't do any of that stuff. And why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we using the money that we got to have a summer ambassadors academy for young people so we could take 100 kids, train them up, let them go around the country or around the state, learn something and give them a sense of purpose. And why can't we do that? Don't mind me. I'm genuinely excited. I'm not just playing excitement on the radio. I'm genuinely excited. But I am. And I want to see that excitement reflected. And I'm not out there in these streets singing a sad song at all. I'm out in these streets trying to say that this is your city. Enjoy this city. There's great things here. And when I listen to young people or anybody say, "Oh, there's nothing to do here," and I'm thinking, I'm out every night. What you I could go to two or three things a night. Well, I don't know about it. How come you don't know about it? I I don't listen. I don't got a direct line I don't have a hotline at my house that says pick up this line and it'll tell you where to go. I just get in spaces and want to know what is happening. And what is your thing? Do you like live music? Tap into the live music community. You like art stuff? Tap into the mixed media art people. You like book clubs? God knows this city is chock full of book clubs of all manner and ilk. There's book clubs at the Institute Library. There's a book club at the New Haven Free Public Library, and each library in each neighborhood has a book club. Two or three. There's a book club at Possible Futures. I think there's like two or three book clubs. There's, if you want a short read book club, they got it. You want radical inclusion, the book club, they got it. You want romance, they got a whole romance club. What? I'm like, I don't I don't understand it. You get off your job. Sometimes you gotta get off your job and go explore. I know some of y'all are tired, but there's no coal mines in this city. So I don't know, these people that work in offices, and I know working in offices and spaces like that could be a war zone of its own. I know because I've been in them spaces. But when you get off at 5 o'clock, it's one day this week, go do something else. Don't just run home, take your shoes off, and just say, oh, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. And then you save up all your time for the weekend. There's a Monday through Friday thing happening. Go get into it. Pick a Tuesday or a Wednesday and say, you know what, I'm gonna do what Babz said. I'm gonna go check something out on Tuesday, or I'm gonna go have dinner. Even if you don't want to have dinner, because it could be a little pricey sometimes. So this is what you do: you go someplace and you're like, I'm gonna have some appetizers and a cocktail. That's about $20. Well, cocktails could be like $10 depending on where you roll out at. But a little appetizer could be like $10, $8, $15. So for $30, you could go for an hour and a half before you go home and be like, you know what? I'm in a vibe. I'm in an element. I'm feeling this vibe, you know. So that when the weekend comes, you're not clamoring to be like, oh, I gotta do stuff. I'm desperate. You out there. I tend to fall back on the weekends and let all you novices get out here. All you people who don't go out during the week, I fall back. I'm like, you know what? Half the weekend. I mean, I'm out every night. I'm not tired. I don't work in a coal mine. I'm like, what? How tired can I be? And to go out till like 7 o'clock, really? I mean, I'm not leaving my house at 8 o'clock at night. 5 o'clock after work. Go meet up with some people. Meet up with your people. And then put a cap on it. Like, you know what? I'm 5:30, 7 o'clock, we out. That's it. 7:30, 7 o'clock. So you get home, you can still do whatever. And you have not, forfeited your night at home, putting your shoes on, putting your slippers on and, you know, getting yourself ready for the next day. So that you feel like you're not just on this gerbil wheel of I just go to work and go home. I just go to work, I go home, and then the weekend, and then the weekend. I get it in on the weekend, and then you start Monday, and you're like dreading Monday because I got to go back to work. Oh my God, stop it! This is it. This is not a dress rehearsal. The New Haven Museum opens on from Wednesday to Friday to Wednesday to Sunday, I think. Go pop in there and see what's going on. Now the Peabody, go over there after work and be like, you know what? I'm gonna take a spin to the Peabody, see what they got going on. Or I'm gonna go try a coffee shop that I haven't in some neighborhood that I haven't been in. And I'm gonna go have a cup of coffee before I go home. I'm gonna stop by the bookstore, see what's happening, see what's going on before I go home, whatever. That kind of stuff. I'm not telling people to stop at fast food restaurants. No, don't do that foolishness. If you got something cooking at home, go home and cook. I'm just saying, get out of the routine of habit and do something else. And listen, call me up. I'll hang. Be like, Babz, where you at? Okay, this is what I'm about to do. And I tell you, one of the cheapest places to eat and to hang out is the Cannon, right there on what is it, Dwight and Chapel. It's a great little space. It used to be the dry cleaners across the street from Curvin Council's funeral parlor, down the street from Howard K. Hill's funeral parlor. Sits right there on the corner behind the Y. And it's vegan, vegetarian, most hella vegan. And they'll make a cocktail for you, and they always have good beers. It's a pub. You know, it's a pub. They always have interesting films on. It's always some sports thing. No Fox News, none of that mess. People come in there, decent conversation. On the weekends they have a DJ, play some music. I think they started having live music. I saw that, I think. I'm just saying, get out your bag and go do stuff. And you're not too old. You're not too old. Go and check out live music or reading or something or a play or something so that you feel like you are a part of the fabric, that you are part of this ecosystem that is your town in which you live in. And maybe you get out with your neighbors and be like, hey, neighbors, let's go do this thing. Let's go. Let's all show up to the library for the this, that, and the other thing. You know, I'm just saying. But maybe I have a naivete that is just hard for people to grasp. I don't know. I just know building community is takes work, and it just takes work, and we have to do the work. You know, it's not going to get built for us. I mean, it'll get built for us, and we won't like it. So, you know, get your little asses out there and take it all in. And, you know, the arts paper is a good place to start. You know, they tell you all kinds of stuff that's going on, all kinds of stuff, you know, and they have a calendar, which I love, you know, just go check it out. Like there's an exhibit going on right now next Haven in their galleries. I'm gonna go pop by there. And then I believe Concorp galleries are open soon. Go check that out. Like, come on, people. Take it all in. I need a fancy ass vegan restaurant in town. Paul and I used to go to Red Linter. We used to love it. And that food was so amazing. They still have one in the Boston area in Massachusetts. I've been threatening to drive up there. Maybe I will when the weather is warmer, because I don't want to go north as it's cold. But we need a fancy vegan place. I got some nerve because, you know, I'm always like trying to invite other people to do something. I don't want to open a restaurant, although Brian Slater and I always be threatening the bar, but still, gosh, you know, I'm just saying. I need a fancy vegan restaurant, but not like I want it to be fancy, swanky, but I don't want it to be like New York prices. Like I don't want to be selling broccoli for, you know, $20 on a plate. I don't that's not cool to me. You know. I want good prices, and I want cool drinks, interesting drinks, you know. And I want interesting wines sold, and I don't want the run of the mill. Like I want interesting tequilas and interesting vodkas. I don't want the run of the mill. Ordinary is good like that though. You can go to Ordinary downtown, and they always have interesting wines and spirits, which I love, which I love. You know, I don't want to you know go into places. You know, I was a big Casamigos drinker, tequila, and that is and it was only because it had additives to it, which I didn't know at the time. I just thought these people are making some good ass tequila. I didn't know you could, you know, it was good. And then and then they started adding too much to it, you know, making it way too vanilla. Way like so now it just was like, am I drinking vanilla extract with liquor? Well, vanilla extract is liquor. So I started to think, I'm not feeling this too much. And then I started reading, they got slapped on the wrist for you know, the additives that they were adding to their tequila. And I was like, oh, see, I can't mess with y'all. Y'all out here got people thinking that y'all done made some natural tasting tequila that does this, that, and you're not. You just playing around with additives. And you know what? I read some stuff. I saw a thing on Hennessy. I have a new respect for Hennessy. Now I'm not going to drink it, but Hennessy was one of the first um, uh, uh, spirits to focus Black people, and in a glamorous way, and they still kind of do, you know. Um, they were the first ones to provide scholarships, to provide access to uh, uh, corporate climbing with Black people in the mix. They were the first ones to do it. So I have a newfound respect for Hennessy, you know, and the Black community. Like they were the first ones to like say Black people are glamorous, Black people deserve a good, you know, whatever, and and uh, and all their PR campaigns was about that, and their corporate structure was about that, and the give back, and they still give away scholarship money to college kids. They still do it, um, um, and heavily invested in communities of colors. So I take off my hat to you, Hennessy, although I'm not drinking you. But I tell you what I will do when I set my bar up, I will keep a bottle in the house just out of respect and homage to the way that you have centered Black and brown people in your thinking about how to sell to us. That's a lesson for everyone. So, you know, that's the thing. So that's all I'm gonna say. So at 10:15, I've got the Access Health people coming on to talk about the brokerage school that's coming up. That's coming up. I told you last year I had them come on when they were launching it, and now they're back to talk about it's back in play, the Broker Academy. And I believe classes start June 3rd through the 7th this year, 2024. It's free training. Uh, it's a wonderful opportunity if people want to become licensed insurance brokers and producers. That's a wonderful way to make some money. So applications are open from March 1st through March 31st. So you've got a few more days if you want to get it in. And I dare say they'll probably be doing this over and over and over again. So I just want to update on how it's going and the success. You know, if there's any success, and I'm sure there are. You know, because I know that people are very entrepreneurial and and want to be their own bosses. So we'll see. Yeah. So that's that. So they're coming on, and I believe there's I want to say they're sending someone specific, but you'll see when she comes on or when they come on or whoever it is, um, to talk about what's going on at Access Health and who you need to contact and all that good stuff. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Uh, so, yeah. So I'm looking forward to catching up to them. And then I think tomorrow, do I have guests tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. No, I don't have guests tomorrow, but I do have guests on Friday. I have Dottie Green. And so the African American Women's Summit is coming up, I believe, this weekend. Uh, so they're coming on to talk about all their wonderful partnerships and what they got going on and where they are and continuing to do this work of centering Black women voices around health and wellness and all the things that are important to us. So Dottie Green is coming on to rep them on Friday. I'm looking forward to talking to her. That'll be great. I don't have a guest tomorrow, which will be a rainy day. So, and then April Fools is Monday. We're back at it on April 1st. April 1st. I can't believe it. And listen, I think we all had a meeting and we decided reality is too much. We don't need any April Fools pranks this year. we gonna cancel all April Fools pranks because reality is cutting right now. And I don't listen. I don't want to see people get punched in the face or in the throat. I don't want to see. I don't want to see people fired. I don't want to see any of that. So we just gonna leave April 1st alone. We're gonna treat it like a ordinary day. We're not gonna prank or clown or fool on people because I don't think people are in the mood for it. And I think we are in a dangerous moment. Everybody. So I think April Fool's Day is canceled. Now, you could play around at your peril, but I'm just trying to warn you, give you a friendly heads up. Don't do it. don't don't do it. Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? Okay, Annie, 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 are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Right? Because you've been hit by smooth criminal. Because you've been hit by. I'll be back at 10:15. Y'all hang out. Harry must be somewhere talking to the LoveBabz people again.
Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.